Buenas and half a day, the Committee on Rules hereby calls this virtual meeting to order. For the record, today is Tuesday, January 11th, 2022, and the time now is 3:00 p.m. Half a day and Happy New Year, everyone. Some housekeeping rules before we begin. The host of this hearing will mute all participants unless called upon by the chair. When called to speak, please ensure that you are unmuted and that you are speaking into your microphone. Members of the committee wishing to speak may indicate their desire to the chair through the in-app chat feature. During a vote on a motion, members of the committee shall show a raise of hands to confirm the vote. In the event of an objection to a motion, committee members shall voice their objection to the chair. The Committee on Rules director shall then take roll call. All members must abide by all rules of conduct and quality assurance standards, including but not limited to using a desktop or laptop computer with a webcam and microphone built in, broadcasting from a quiet room with little to no interruptions, broadcasting from a room with adequate lighting so that we can see your face, ensuring that the member's face is visible at all times, wearing proper attire, using only respectful and professional language and conduct, and not utilizing any virtual background for the entire duration of the meeting. Any members wishing to pose a question to the clerk, legal bureau, or Committee on Rules staff should request the chair for a recess, and the meeting will go off live stream as discussed with MIS. So we will take a brief recess if there are any questions. Okay, now at this time, I'd like to ask for our Committee on Rules Director, Ms. Mary Maravilla, to take roll call of all members.
Chairperson Vice Speaker Barnes. Vice Chair Legislative Secretary Shelton.
Buenas half a day.
Speaker Terlahi. Senator Nelson. Senator San-Augustine. Senator Rogel.
Here.
Senator Terlahi.
Yeah.
Senator Perez. Senator Blas.
Here.
Senator Torres. Madam Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much, Ms. Maravilla. Does the chair hear a motion to excuse members not present at today's meeting?
So moved.
Moved by Senator Torres and seconded by Senator San-Augustine to excuse members not present for today's meeting. Are there any objections? Okay, motion carries. Thank you very much. Does the chair hear a motion to ratify the core meeting minutes from November 18th, 2021, which can be found in the Google Drive folder for this meeting titled 01 Meeting Minutes?
So moved, subject to corrections.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved by Senator Torres and seconded by Senator San-Augustine to ratify the core meeting minutes from November 18th, 2021, subject to corrections. Are there any objections? Hearing none, motion carries. The first item of business is an update on document tracking. I will now provide my report, which can be found in the Google Drive folder from this meeting titled 02 Legislative Secretary's Report. The report to date is as follows. There are 95 appointments submitted by Governor Leon Guerrero. There was one appointment confirmed during the February 2021 session, 14 appointments confirmed during the March session, 8 appointments confirmed during the April session, 7 appointments confirmed during the May session, 7 appointments confirmed during the July session, 13 appointments confirmed during the August session, 10 appointments confirmed during the September session, 3 appointments confirmed during the October session, and 12 appointments confirmed during the December 2021 session. Total of 75 appointments have been confirmed. And of the remaining 20 appointments, there are some pending confirmations, 4 withdrawals, and 2 have extended beyond the authorized 90-day term limit. There are a total of 23 zone change requests at this time, and there are 8 rules and regulations requests as well, and bills have been introduced for our now law. Thank you very much. That is the Legislative Secretary report. Next item of business is the ratification of referrals. The referrals of bills and appointments are indicated in each of the corresponding logs, which can be found in the Google Drive folder again for this meeting. And it is titled 03 Legislative Item Logs. So for reference, under the bill log, there
I
are
have 6 pages, so they'll send it back.
bills
That's my
number
report.
224-36 COR through 237-36 COR. Does the chair hear a motion to ratify the referrals of bill numbers 224-36 COR through 237-36 COR?
Madam Chair, so moved.
It's been moved
Second.
by Senator Torres, seconded by Senator San Augustine to ratify the referrals of bill numbers 224-36 COR through 237-36 COR. Are there any objections? Hearing none, motion carries. Does the chair hear a motion to ratify the referrals of appointments?
So moved, Madam Chair.
It's been moved by Senator Torres. Is there a second?
Second.
And seconded by Senator San Augustine to ratify the referrals of executive appointments. Are there any objections? Hearing none, motion carries. Does the chair hear a motion to ratify the referrals of resolutions?
So move, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Terlahi. Is there a second?
Seconded.
And seconded by Senator Torres to ratify the referrals of resolutions. Are there any objections? Hearing none, motion carries. We will now move to consideration of items eligible for placement on the session agenda. Members, the committee reports for the following items have been duly filed and have met the Committee on Rules committee report deadline on January 5th, 2022.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Senator
Are we-
Sinagus.
are we at the point where we can add bills now for the agenda?
Yes, I'm just going to make mention of where you can find this list in your Google. It is in your Google Drive, the log. And it's items that are eligible for placement on the session agenda.
Understood. Thank you. I'd like to, on behalf of Vice Speaker Tina Rose Barnes, bill number 83-36 COR. You want me to go ahead and read out the bill or?
Yes, when you are placing a bill on the agenda, please read out the authors and the name of the bill.
All right, bill number 83-36 COR introduced by Vice Speaker Tina Rose Barnes and co-sponsored by Senator James Moylan, an act to amend section 5101 and section 5104 and section 5107, 5109, 5112, 5114, 5118, and 5120 to repeal section 5103 and 5105 and to add section 5119 and to all chapters of Chapter 5 of Title 16 Guam Code Annotated relative to the size, weight, and load limitation restriction of certain vehicles. This bill was passed and filed during the October session, but I'd like to have it added.
Thank you very much, Senator San Augustine. There's been a motion to place bill number 83-36 onto the session agenda. Are there any objections? Hearing none, motion passes. Bill 83 is placed on the session agenda. Senator San Augustine, you are still recognized for one more bill. I didn't get to announce before we began, but I will allow each member of the committee to add one bill at a time during this round. Senator San Augustine, I know you were moving that on behalf of Senator Munya Barnes, or Vice Speaker Tina Munya Barnes, so I'll allow you to place your bill on the agenda now.
Well, all the bills that I'm going to ask to be placed, I'd have to ask that I'll address those bills as possible for session, because they're
Okay.
going to end up needing committee of the whole. So I'm until it's completed, I don't want to bring that up yet. I'll wait until towards the end. But,
Okay, I'll recognize you after this round for those possible placements on the agenda.
all right, thank you.
Sure. Okay, thank you very much, Senator San Augustine. For motions to place items on the session agenda. Senator Perez, you are recognized.
Constitutes Masi, Madam Chair. I'd like to make the motion to place Bill number 185-36 COR as amended by the Committee on Health, Land, Justice, and Culture, sponsored by myself. It's an act to transfer lot 10122-14 NEW-R1 in the municipality of Dedido, formerly known as the Dedido Solid Waste Transfer Station, to the Guam Environmental Protection Agency for the purpose of developing and constructing its headquarters.
Okay, there has been a motion to place bill number 185 onto the session agenda. Are there any objections? Hearing none, motion carries. We'll now, is there anyone else wishing to place a bill on the session agenda? Speaker Terlahi, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to place on the agenda Bill number 41-36. Oh, sorry, it's an act to amend Section 4210 of Chapter 4, Title 19, Guam Code annotated relative to expediting social studies and reports for adoption.
There has been a motion to add bill number 41-36. Are there any objections? Hearing none, bill number 41 is placed on the session agenda. Anyone else wishing to place a bill on the agenda? Senator Majority Leader Nelson, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to just bring it up that we are looking, pending the committee report, to add 227-36 COR, which is an act to add a new Article 1 to Division 3 of Chapter 67, Title 10 Guam Code annotated relative to establishing the Veterans Bill of Rights Act and helping veterans access housing, employment, higher education, and healthcare through various local and federal programs, to appropriate $500,000 from the 2021 Earned Income Tax Credit reimbursement to the Guam Veteran Affairs Office to implement the same, and to cite this act as securing and ensuring the rights veterans earned, SERVE Act.
Okay, thank you very much, Majority Leader Nelson. For the record, the committee report has not been received yet for bill number 227. And so that is just a notification to the committee to add this bill as a possibility to place on the agenda once it has been cleared by the Committee on Rules. Thank you very much. Majority Leader Nelson, is there anything else you'd like to mention? Okay, I think we lost her. Oh, there you are. You're on mute.
We just need to do the resolutions, but I think that you want it after the bills, correct?
Yes, we're taking bills right now. Thank you. Okay, any other senator wishing to place a bill on the session agenda? Senator Blas, you are recognized.
Madam Chair, I move to place bill number 142-36 LS as amended by the Committee on Health, Land, Justice, and Culture, introduced by myself, which is an act to amend section 25.30 of Chapter 25, Title 9 Guam Code annotated relative to adding more protection for minor victims under the offense of fourth-degree criminal sexual conduct, and ensuring that the offense of fourth-degree criminal sexual conduct against minor cannot be reduced from a felony of the third degree to a misdemeanor.
There has been a motion to place bill number 142 on the session agenda. Is there any objection? Hearing none, motion passes. Bill 142 is placed on the session agenda. Senator Blas?
Madam Chair, can I speak on behalf of the minority members that are not a part of the committee to move some of their bills to?
Yes, please proceed.
Okay, Madam Speaker, Madam Chair, I'd like to be able to move bill number 151-36 COR in behalf of Senator James Moylan. This is introduced in behalf of Senator Moylan, Senator Villantinera, Senator Chris Duenas, and myself. An act to amend Article 5 of Chapter 66, Title 21 Guam Code annotated relative to modernizing the process and penalties in association with unsafe and derelict buildings and structures. Place that on the.
There's been a motion to place Bill 151 onto the session agenda. Is there any objection? Hearing none, Bill 151 is placed on the session agenda. Senator Blas.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, this is a bill in consideration. The committee reports, I guess, are being worked on right now. The bill has had its public hearing. It's in behalf of Senator Talataitigui. It's bill number 221-36 LS, introduced by Senator Talataitigui, Senator Sabina Perez, Senator Joanne Brown, Senator Tony Ada, and myself. An act to add and use section 6104 and section 6105, all of Article 1 of Chapter 6, Title 4 Guam Code, annotated relative to public disclosure of quarterly staffing patterns and personnel information reports, increasing transparency and improved data articulation for fiscal accountability and planning. It's already had its public hearing. It was on the 17th of December, and they're just waiting the committee report, and just want to be able to, as a notification, in case it's ready to be placed on the session agenda.
Okay, noted. Thank you very much, Senator Blas. That is Bill number 221-36 as a possibility to be placed on the session agenda pending core clearance. Is there anything else, Senator Blas?
Well, there is, Madam Chair, but you know what? Let me just go ahead. I'm working on the information from the other senators, and if I can come back to it.
Sure, no problem.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, is there any other senator wishing to place an item on the agenda? Speaker Terlahi?
Yeah, I'd just like to place on the potential items. And this is actually my priority bill. So if I'd have to rearrange it after it's approved, I might do that. But so the bill potentially not yet, the committee report has not yet been submitted, but it's bill number 229-36 COR. It's introduced by myself. It's an act to amend Chapter 6, Title 18, Guam Administrative Rules and Regulations as transmitted to the legislature in Guahan by the Chamorro Land Trust Commission, attached here to as Exhibit A. Bill 229.
Bill 229, it is noted that it is a potential item to be placed on the agenda pending core clearance. Is there anything else, Speaker?
No, thank you.
Okay, anyone else wishing to place an item on the session agenda? Senator Rigel, you are recognized.
Sorry, thank you, Madam Chair. This is also one that's pending. It's been submitted already. I believe it's been the committee report was filed, and we're waiting for the Committee on Rules to complete the review. So if it is completed on time, I'd like to be able to move bill number 194-36 COR, an act to amend section 14101 of Chapter 14, Division 4, Title 8, Guam Administrative Rules and Regulations, and to repeal and reenact section 14102 of Chapter 14, Division 4, Title 8, Guam Administrative Rules and Regulations relative to the Guam Invasive Species Inspection Fee and its assessment.
Okay, thank you very much, Senator Rigel. As a note from our committee director, this bill is under review for a couple of corrections, and it will be filed after this meeting. And so we will place it on the potential list to be placed on the session agenda during session. Thank you very much. That's bill number 194-36.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else wishing to place a bill on the session agenda? Senator Perez?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. So I did request one of the slots from Senator Peter Terlahi. He granted me his slot. So I'd like to add bill number make the motion to add bill number 162-36 COR as amended by the Committee on Environment, Revenue and Taxation, Labor Procurement, Statistics, Research and Planning, and substituted on the floor, sponsored by myself. It's an act to amend Section 49107F of Chapter 49, Section 50119 of Chapter 50, Section 51204 of Chapter 51, all of Title 10 Guam Code annotated, and to amend Section 10019G of Chapter 10, Title 22, Guam Administrative Rules and Regulations relative to program funds maintained by the Guam Environmental Protection Agency.
There's been a motion to place bill number 162-36 on this session agenda. Are there any objections? Yes, Speaker Terlahi.
Thank you. I'd just like to clarify because our motion said the bill as substituted on the floor. I think we either substitute it by committee on rules or we have to go with the committee version right now until it is voted to be substituted on the floor.
Okay, yes, what I have, yeah, you are correct, Madam Speaker. What I have that is cleared by the Committee on Rules is bill number 162-36 as amended by the Committee on Environment, Revenue and Taxation, Labor, Procurement and Statistics, Research and Planning, and substituted on the floor. So we do have it.
Oh, was it substituted on the floor in the past? Okay,
It was, and then it was passed on file during the October session.
Okay, great. And so that is the version we're still going with. That's great. Okay, thank you.
We'll allow it. Thank you. Thank you very much. So bill 162-36 as amended by the committee and then further substituted on the floor to be placed on the session agenda. Is there any objection? Hearing none, motion passes. 162 is placed on the session agenda. Anyone else wishing to place a bill? Senator Blas.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, just in consultation with my colleagues, it's to move, ask for consideration because the committee report has not been filed yet, but as consideration, bill number 81-36 COR as introduced by Senator Talatadegui, Joanne Brown, and B. Anthony Ada, an act to amend subsection 9106A and 9112, both of Article 1, Chapter 9, Division 1, Title 12, Guam Code annotated, relative to membership and voting on the GVB Guam Visitors Bureau Board of Directors. It has its public hearing on July 16, 21, and it's just waiting for the committee report. Just as a consideration for consideration on the agenda. Thank you.
Thank you very much. As a possible item to be placed on the session agenda, that is bill number 81-36, pending a committee report and clearance from the Committee on Rules. Thank you very much, Senator Blas.
Couple more.
Yes, please proceed.
Okay. Consideration to it. It was on the previous session agenda. It was moved because unfortunately I wasn't here. It's bill number 170-36 LS. Introduced by myself, Senator Joseph Augustine, and Senators B. Anthony Ada, an act to appropriate the sum of $250,000 from the revenues received pursuant to 11 GCA Chapter 42, available for fiscal year 2021, to Guam Unique Merchandise and Art, or GUMA, for the purpose of providing assistance to incubated businesses developed with their program. It was on a session agenda previously, and I would like for consideration to be as a session agenda again for the session.
Okay.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Senator
In
Sanat.
reference to that bill 170, the committee report should be heading your way.
Okay,
we
so
we had
it is-
it pre-heard. Okay, so with the amendments made, and it had to be heard before we can submit it to make the changes.
Thank you.
So it's
So
been cleaned up.
there is a new committee report to be cleared by the Committee on Rules. So this will be on the list of a potential bill to be placed on the session agenda. That is bill number 170-36. Thank you very much, Senator Blas. Anything else?
Yes. Okay. Yes,
Okay,
yes, ma'am.
thank you.
One more. Focus is bill number 173-36 LS as substituted by the Committee on General Government Operations, Appropriations, and Housing, introduced by Senator James C. Moylan and Senator Joe S. San Augustine, an act to amend subsection 115 of Chapter 11, subsection 9112 of Chapter 9, and 117 of Chapter 1, subsection 14105 of Chapter 14, and subsection 1303 of Chapter 13, all from Title III Guam Code and annotated, and to add subsection 15110 to Chapter 15 and subsection 1124 to Chapter 1, both of Title III Guam Code annotated, relative to addressing and modernizing election-related issues inclusive of write-in votes, counting provisional ballots, electioneering at polling places, the cancellation of the primary election in certain circumstances, and vacancies.
Okay, thank you very much. To be clear, that would be more than one bill for Senator Moylan, but my understanding
It is-
is from the author that this is, he is taking Senator Chris Duenas' slot
He's-
for a bill
he's
during
gonna
this
be-
session.
That's right.
Is that correct, Senator Blas?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. So he'll take Senator Chris Duenas' slot. There's been a motion to place Bill number 173-36 on the session agenda. Is there any objection? Hearing none, motion passes. Senator Blas?
I ran out of slots to give, ma'am, so that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much, sir. Excellent. Is there anyone else wishing to place a bill on the session agenda?
Can I at least identify, Madam Chair, the bills that could possibly be ready for the agenda?
Of
For
course.
session?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna identify first most, quite important to many of our colleagues. Bill 230-36 LS, introduced by the Committee on Rules by the request of the Imagahagan Guam in accordance with the Organic Act of Guam as amended by the Committee on General Government Operation, Appropriation and Housing, an act to add a new Article 13.3 to Chapter 1, Title 5, Guam Code annotated, relative to adopting the implementation plan for payment for Guam World War II claims. When it's presented on the floor, once this is done, submitted, it will be, I will present a substitute to be voted by the body on this bill. Okay, that'll be
Okay,
one.
thank you very much. Okay, that's Bill 230-36 as a potential item to be placed on the session agenda. Please proceed, Senator San Augustine.
That's correct. And the other potential bill may be Bill 172-36 LS, introduced by myself, Senator Clinton Rigel, Vice Speaker Tina Rose Junior Barnes, Senator Frank Blas Jr., Senator yourself, Senator Amanda Shelton, Senator Peter Otzalai. An act to appropriate $3,500,000 from the revenues received pursuant to Chapter 42 of Title 11 Guam Code annotated to the Guam Preservation Trust for the purpose of the revitalization and renovation of historic former Francisco Q. Sanchez Elementary School property under the jurisdiction of the Humanic Mayor's Office. And that's still being cleaned up, no different with the other bill of Senator Blas. Once that's done and submitted, it was reheard, then we'll see if it'll have the opportunity to get on the floor.
Okay,
All right.
I understand. Thank you very much. That's Bill number 172-36 as a potential item to be placed on the agenda. Is there anything else, Senator San Augustine?
No, I just have appointments and then we can move on. Thank you.
Okay, just a moment on the appointments. I think everyone's been recognized here. Senator Torres, did you have any bills to place?
No, Madam Chair, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so a draft session agenda has been provided to each of you, which can be found in the Google Drive folder for this meeting, and that's entitled 04 Draft Session Agenda. And there has been a motion to place bills and resolutions in the second reading file and appointments under legislative concurrence. Is there a motion? Okay, thank you, Senator. Moved by Senator San Augustine.
I'm sorry, Senator.
Yes.
Could- Madam Chair, can you clarify that? Yeah, we haven't done resolutions yet.
Okay, I'm sorry, I skipped over the resolutions. I apologize. Is there anyone who'd like to place a resolution first?
Yes, if I can, please.
Okay, Senator San Augustine, please proceed.
All right. The confirmation of Marilyn Bora to serve as a member of the Guam Ethics Commission for 4 years, from May 17 to 2021 to May 16, 2025. You want me to go through all of them, or we'll do one at a time?
We're gonna take it one at a time, Senator San Augustine.
Right,
Point of
thank
order,
you.
Madam Chair. Are you doing resolutions first or are you doing confirmations?
Hold on, I'm sorry, I apologize. Let me
Okay,
back up. We'll do
Thank
the
you very
rest.
much. Yes, thank you, Senator Nelson. Okay, we will take resolutions first, if there's any resolution.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Resolution number 34-36. These are the two, we're planning on having a hearing for these two following resolutions on 19 January and hoping that we would see it in time for session agenda. Resolution number 234-36 COR, which is relative to expressing the utmost support of Iminay Trantaisais Nalasatorn Guahan, the 36th Guam Legislature for S 3284, the Veterans Assistance Helpline Act of 2021, which seeks to permanently establish a toll-free telephone helpline for veterans to use in order to quickly obtain information and assistance with all services from the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs.
Okay, thank you very much. So that is still pending its public hearing and its committee report to be submitted and cleared by CORE, but it is on our list for a potential item to be placed on the session agenda. That is resolution 234-36. Is there another resolution?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Resolution number 215-36 COR, which is relative to expressing the utmost support of Ilasatoran Guahan for the passage of HR 5606, the Return Home to Housing Act, which seeks to amend Title 38 of the United States Code to adjust the rate of per diem payments provided by the Secretary of Veteran Affairs to grantees that provide services to homeless veterans, and further requesting parity and inclusion of all veterans residing in Guam and in all territories.
Okay, thank you very much. That's resolution 215-36 on the list of potential items to be placed on the session agenda. Thank you very much, Majority Leader Nelson. Is there anyone wishing to place a resolution? Okay, we will now move on to appointments. There is a list of appointments that are cleared, just as there, yes, Speaker.
I'm so sorry, but can I add one more potential bill? This is a bill that has been ready for quite some time. It's to adopt rules and regulations with one slight change. The rules and regulations have actually been adopted by default I'd just like to put it on the session agenda potentially in case I need to clarify one more thing with public health. So this is Bill number 209-36. It's an act to adopt the proposed amendments to Article 5, Chapter 4, Title 26, Guam Administrative Rules and Regs as transmitted to Ilasatoran Guahan pursuant to the Administrative Adjudication Law attached here to as Exhibit A. This is the sanitary permits, rules and regulations. If I could just add that as a potential item. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. So that is Bill 209-36 as a potential item to be added on our session agenda. Is there anyone who has a resolution? Okay, no resolution. So we'll move on now to appointments. Senator San Augustine, please proceed.
All right, confirmation of Marilyn Bora to serve as a member of the Guam Ethics Commission for 4 years from May 17, 2021 to May 16, 2025.
Okay, there's been a motion to place the confirmation of the nomination of Marilyn R. Borja to serve as member of the Guam Ethics Commission. Is there any objection?
So moved.
Hearing none, it is added to our session agenda. Senator San Augustine, you're still recognized.
Yes, the confirmation of Nathaniel P. Sanchez to serve as member of the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority Board of Commissioners for 5 years from March 31st, 2021 to March 30, 2026.
There's been a motion to place the nomination of Nathaniel P. Sanchez on the session agenda for the, sorry, I have it listed wrong on my agenda, but the motion is for the nomination of Nathaniel P. Sanchez. Is there any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Senator San Augustine.
Okay, the confirmation of Mark Anthony Duarte to serve as member of the Guam Housing Corporation Board of Directors for 6 years from July 2021 to June 30, 2026.
Okay, for the nomination of Mark Duarte to be placed on the session agenda, is there any objection? Hearing none, motion passes. Senator San Augustine, you're still recognized.
Okay, I only have one that's pending submission, but I'll go ahead and mention it now so we can just close that. Confirmation of Dr. John J. Rivera to serve as member of the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority Board of Commissioners for 5 years from May 2021 to May 2026.
Okay, so an item to be placed on the potential list is the nomination of Dr. John Rivera to serve on the Guamara Board of Directors. Thank you very much, Senator San Augustine. Anyone wishing to place an appointment? Senator Rajel, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have a couple of potential appointments if their committee reports are finished. It's listed under reports that didn't meet the deadline. So, but I do know that we filed them. So if Committee on Rules is able to finish with those on time, I'd like to move Al Edrich Labang, youth member, Guam Council of the Arts and Humanities Agency Board of Directors.
Okay, yes, I have that as cleared for the session agenda, so you can make the motion for him. That is a motion to place the nomination of Al Edrich Labang to serve as the youth member of the Alcohol Beverage Control Board.
Guam Council of the Arts and Humanities Agency Board of Directors.
I'm sorry. We have a couple of typos in this nomination list, but the Guam Council of Arts and Humanities Board of Directors. Is that correct? Okay, thank you very much. The nomination is for Al Edrich Labang for the Guam Council of Arts and Humanities. Is there any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Senator Rajel, you're still recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move to place on the session agenda the nomination of Michael A. Pangilinan to serve as a member-at-large representative of the Public Utilities Commission.
Okay, that has also been cleared by CORE, so we'll take that as a motion. Is there any objection to the placement of Michael A. Pangilinan's nomination for Public Utilities Commission onto the session agenda? Okay, motion passes. Senator Rajel?
I have no more further motions. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. Anyone wishing to place an appointment on the session agenda? Speaker Terlahi, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to place the nomination of Sharon Jo Davis as a member of the Guam Memorial Hospital Authority Board of Trustees on the agenda.
Okay, yes. On the motion to add the nomination of Sharon Jo Davis, Guam Memorial Hospital Board of Trustees, is there any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Speaker, you're still recognized.
Nothing further. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Senator Perez, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to place the nomination of Elizabeth T. Fisher to serve as a member of the Alcoholic Beverage Control Board on the session agenda.
Okay, there's been a motion to place the nomination of Elizabeth T. Fisher for the ABC Board on the session agenda. Is there any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Senator Perez.
Thank you. I move to place the nomination of Andrew M. Gale Jr. to serve as a member of the Guam Solid Waste Authority Board of Directors. Onto the
There has been a motion to add the nomination of Andrew Gale for the Guam Solid Waste Board of Directors. Is there any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Senator Perez, you're still recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to place the nomination of John E.G. Elau to serve as a member of the Alcoholic Beverage Control Board onto the session agenda.
On the placement of the nomination of John Elau for the Alcohol Beverage Control Board, is there any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Senator Perez, you're still recognized.
That concludes my motions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Is there anyone else wishing to place an appointment? Okay, hearing no one else for appointments.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Senator San Augustine.
I'm not too sure if this is the proper forum to make any motions that when we go into session, I don't know if a motion would be needed. That number one, if we're at session and anything comes up that we need to have a special ceremony such as statement or anything of that nature, that session not be broken, that we go into recess and we do the ceremony that we need. And then we go back to session and finish off whatever we need finished. I don't know if that's a motion that would be needed. I just didn't, I just wanted to make sure we don't break the movement we're on. Okay, once we start session, we keep going. If there's a ceremony that we need to do officially as a body, that we do it. We recess the session, we do whatever ceremony needs to do, and then we come back to session and continue on. I don't know if a motion is required for that, but I like to make that motion if needed.
Okay, thank you very much, Senator San Augustine. There's been a motion by Senator San Augustine that we continue session and recess for us not to have any breaks in session for any official functions of the legislature aside from session. Is there any objection to this motion? Speaker Terlahi, you're recognized.
No objection, Madam Chair. I just wanted to point out that that is our goal, always to try not to interfere with session with public hearings or anything else. However, it's been lately a matter of the call to session that's been limiting, and the changes to the open government law, how we are not able to conduct the session that we have not, or conduct business that we have not noticed in that particular call to session or agenda. And that's really why you've seen two different agendas sometimes, one for a state funeral, one for, our regular sessions. But of course, we will try to accommodate this motion, this request as much as possible. I agree. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Speaker Terlahi. On the motion, hearing nothing, motion passes. Thank you very much. Okay, Senator Perez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to that we place all the committee on the whole bills at the bottom of the agenda, like we normally do in previous sessions.
Thank you very much. There's been a motion that we group all of the committee of the whole, all of the bills requiring the committee of the whole at the bottom of the agenda. Is there any objection? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you very much.
Madam Chair, I just wanted to comment. I agree with that, but do we know generally what are the number of bills that we will be going to committee of the whole so that we can measure the amount of time we're going to need? Because all other bills that have a potential of getting onto the agenda come session, if they require committee of the whole, we need to know what's our time limit we're looking at. I'm just curious how many is there right now that's been approved for the agenda, so that I think Senator Blas and I will be able to measure exactly which one we want to push hard for. Because all right.
Okay, we'll take a brief recess and we'll gather those bills now that are going to require committee of the whole. We'll be back in 1 moment. We are now in recess. Hoffaday, the Committee on Rules is back from recess. Thank you everyone for your patience. We needed a moment to gather those bills and pull them up. And so the question was asked, what bills will be needing the Committee of the Whole? And so I'll give it to our Committee on Rules Director, if you can share with us what bills those are. That came from the Finance Committee. Oh, I'm sorry, I have it here. Those will be bill number 227, which is a potential bill to be placed. Bill 170, another potential on the potential list. Bill 173. Which has been placed. Bill 230, which is on the potential list, and Bill 172, also on the potential list. We will also publish these numbers with our Committee on Rules release for this meeting. Does that satisfy your question, Senator Joe San Augustine?
Madam Chair, can you repeat the numbers one more time? Because on the potential list, I wanted to make sure I got the numbers right, because I have the copies of bills in front of me, and I can validate if it's gonna get to you on time. But or if you want, I can read off the numbers, what I believe may are potential bills that may get onto the floor.
Okay, these are the bills that have been reported that are coming out of the Office of Finance and Budget, the Finance Committee. So
Yes.
that are already placed on the session agenda. Bill 173.
That's an election bill that don't need a committee of the whole.
Okay, then we
There's no money
have,
there.
okay, Bill 172. From the
Yes,
potential,
that's potential. That's correct.
yes, Bill 227,
Correct.
Bill 170,
Correct.
and Bill 172.
No, that would be Bill, no, 172. Oh, yes. You mentioned 172 already. That was
Okay, I'm
earlier.
sorry.
It
Bill
would be 230.
Bill 230, the war claims bill, Bill 230. Okay,
And Bill
That's what I
230 would be the first priority if all my colleagues would agree to, and then we'll go to possibly 170 next. So Senator Frank will be.
okay. Thank you very much for that information. Speaker Terlahi, yes?
Did you mention 162 also? Or did you?
I did not mention 162.
Oh, is that one part of that list?
No, I don't think that's.
Oh, it's not an appropriation. Yeah, okay.
There's no appropriation attached. That's correct.
All right.
They're just using their own money.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. And so those are the bills that will be grouped together at the bottom of the agenda for the Committee of the Whole. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, Senator Blas, I think there was a correction that you wanted to make to bills placed on the agenda. Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, on behalf of Senator Jim Moylan, I'd like to replace Bill 151 with Bill number 174-36 LS.
Okay.
Bill 174-36 LS, as amended by the Committee on General Government Operations, Appropriation, and Housing by Senator James C. Moylan and Senator Joe S. San Augustine, an act to amend subsection 15201 and 15206 of Chapter 15, subsection 3104 and 3105, Chapter 3, and Section 6108 of Chapter 6, and add a new Section 3102.1G of Chapter 3, all of Title 3 Guam Code annotated, and to add a new Section 3101.3H to Chapter 3 of Title 16 Guam Code annotated relative to addressing election-related timelines associated with the primary election, nomination petitions, and voter registration.
Okay, so we're going to take that in two parts, and the first motion is to remove bill number 151-36 from the session agenda. Are there any objections? Hearing none, motion passes. And then to add Bill 174-36 to replace Bill 151. Are there any objections? Okay, hearing none, motion passes. Thank you very much, Senator Blas.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, is there anything else to be placed on the session agenda before we move on? Okay, thank you very much. Does the chair hear a motion to place bills and resolutions? Speaker Terlahi, you are recognized.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure if it's necessary. I'm going to check, but if we could just put as a potential item, the swearing in of our temporary counsel for that session. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, as a potential item on our agenda, the swearing in of temporary legal counsel. Thank you very much. Okay, does the chair hear a motion to place bills and resolutions in the second reading file and appointments under legislative concurrence?
Motions.
Okay, moved by Senator San Augustine, seconded by Senator Perez. Are there any objections? Hearing none, motion passes. With the placement of these bills and resolutions in the second reading file and these appointments under the legislative concurrence, is there a motion to adopt the session agenda?
So be it.
Okay, thank you very much. Moved by Senator San Augustine, seconded by Senator Perez to adopt the session agenda. Are there any objections? Okay, in accordance, this motion carries, and in accordance with the standing rules, the agenda will be published within the next 24 hours. We'll now move on to the extension of remarks. The floor is open for any discussion. Are there any members wish to be heard? Speaker Terlahi, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to note that I had made a request and I'm very pleased to see, and so I wanted to commend the Committee on Rules and the clerk's office in particular for, they've uploaded some of the session agendas that were pending for quite a while. But in addition to that, they've begun to link session journals, not agenda, session journals to the bills themselves. So if you look up a certain bill, you will also see the session journal, which will include the discussion on that bill during session. So we've got now on our website, bills, the committee reports, which talks about the discussion during the hearings. And now we've got the session journals, which also talks about the bill's discussion on the floor. And this is an excellent source, I think, for all of Guam for legislative history on these items. So I'm very pleased that we were able to accomplish that. And I'd like to suggest and urge that whatever additional resources that the clerk's office needs to continue that work, that it be prioritized as well. I think is very helpful. So thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes, thank you very much, Speaker. Yes, the recognition is due for our clerk's team and our Committee on Rules Director and staff, Sujuas Masi, for all of your hard work. Thank you very much. Anyone else for extension of remarks? Okay, does the chair hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Senator San Augustine, and a second. Seconded by Senator Blas. Are there any objections? Okay, hearing none, motion carries. Sujuas Masi for your attendance and your participation today. The time now is 3:57 p.m. and this Committee on Rules meeting is hereby adjourned. Sujuas Masi, everyone, and we'll see you in session. Thank you very much.